the organization. We will also discuss about the objective of this internship, which is being organized. We will have a couple of discussions on vision and mission statement. What is the overall goal which we are trying to accomplish here? We will also discuss a couple of products and services which we have delivered earlier, as well as which are currently ongoing. Then we will have an understanding about the future plans and how you guys can be a part and you can contribute well to the internship. So majorly, we started this organization Hackveda in 2011, and the overall objective was to solve cyber security problems. My name is Devanshu Shukla. I started this organization in 2011, and initially I was working in the domain of cyber security, and my overall objective was to work for Defense Research Development Organization. Me and my parent, they come from defense background, so overall, the thought process was to work on cybersecurity related problems. So initially, we already had an organization known as VMDD Technologies, which was working towards this Defense Research Development Organization since 2008. So initially, we started Hackveda within VMDD Technologies only, and we started working on cybersecurity thing. And post, working for 4 or 5 years in the industry, in 2017, we registered Hackveda as a separate entity, and later we registered Hackveda Limited in Canada in 2018. So initial goal was to solve cybersecurity related problems, but as soon as we continued, we started working on three verticals. The first vertical was eventually software development. Second vertical was research and support, where we started researching on cybersecurity, and we started integrating technologies like machine learning, data analysis in order to solve cybersecurity problems. And later, we started delivering research support in other verticals also. Then there was one more segment, workforce development, which we parallelly started in 2011, because when we started this cybersecurity in 2011, it was not, widely accepted in the defense organizations, and ethical hacking and cybersecurity, was seen as as unethical practices or illegal practices earlier in 2011, and so eventually, we started this education, workforce development programs in order to make people aware about cybersecurity. And the overall goal was to work on, development projects for defense and various other Indian organizations. So in parallel, we worked on workforce development, research and support, and software development. So this was the overall history of how we started in 2011, and till 2017 we worked on various verticals. So post I believe I think this was COVID. Before COVID, we used to organize offline summer training programs for academic organizations, but when this COVID year happened, so eventually it was not allowed to have an offline workshops at organizations. So we started, delivering internships in an online format. So since then, this online, internship program came into picture, and eventually we started developing this internship modules, step by step. And since 2022, I think it became pretty functional, where we, started having interns regularly and round the year. So there we had a pivot in our vision and mission, where we thought of solving research and development problems and helping people as well, wherein solving the hiring problems. So that became the mission somewhere in 2022, and the vision was always to build a workforce pipeline between institute and industry, and build industrial products and share the experience to the youth. So that's what was the overall objective. And eventually, down the line, since 2011 till 2024 today, when I was seeing today's budget which was announced, the interim budget, So one important vertical government is currently focusing is on youth, upskilling the youth and, reskilling them so that they can be the biggest contributor to make India become a developed country within, 5, 7 years from now, 7 years, 10 years. As well as it is widely believed that this decade belongs to India, and a lot of transition will be happening in India. Overall, the world is looking India as a prospective, land for doing business, and they feel that there are a lot of customers available in India, and India is a very fast moving economy. So, going through, with the same thought process aligned with the government, so we started, building industrial products, and we started sharing that experience in form of this internships. So, till now, we have developed a couple of products, and I will name a few. So, body composition machine, we were working on it. It is a product which we manufacture. Apart from that, for Government of India, we manufacture paratrooper locator system. We have done some basic software products also for nutritionists and dietitians and some medical professionals, which is AI blood report manager. There is a heart fitness app which we have, which we provide people. We also run a Pearson View test center where we, execute 3,000 exams for, various clients like Google, Amazon, Microsoft. All these exams are conducted at one of our Pearson View test center. Then we have an algorithmic trading system also. This we called as high frequency trading system. So eventually we have developed these projects, and since we work on software development for Defense Research Development Organization and various other government organizations, so there are certain large scale projects which I will discuss with you guys. Major objective as of now in 2024 is to create wealth based products apart from the orders which we get from Government of India to develop. So when we develop something directly for a client, mostly it will be based on wealth management. And when it comes to government projects and orders, then there are various tender based projects which we take up and which we build. And you guys can be a great contributor in helping us developing these products which we are delivering for Government of India, because these projects are large projects. They we work on these projects for years. Doing an internship for 6 months on such a large scale product would be very, very effective for you guys and for your career as well. So that's what we guys are going to discuss in today's meeting. So just giving you a quick brief again. So there are 4 verticals. One is the software development aspect, where we develop products for defense, healthcare, and education. This is the overall, vertical. Second, we have Pearson View test center and assessment, services, where we build assessment exams for Amazon, Microsoft, and various other clients. Then we have a research support segment where we do, PhD and research-based projects on the technologies like machine learning, deep learning, cyber security, network simulation. These are some of the categories for which we do research support. Then we have this internships, professional courses we don't offer as of now. We offer it sometimes with respect to some, if there is a program coming through NASCOM or anything like that, on those cases it is offered. But mostly the 4th vertical is an online internship platform to benefit people and understand, all the software development and research services, and it is offered through the 4th vertical. Here we have 4 people of the organization. I have started this organization. Then Mr. Vijay Kumar Shukla, he takes care of the operations. Ms. Neha, she takes care of human resources. And Mr. Sumit, with him, we started this organization in 2018 in Canada. Moving on to, the next objective. So there are various verticals and aspects on which we work, which I want to skip for now because we have already circulated a lot of videos to people and they already understand what kind of customers we deal. So the current customers we are dealing is organizations like Defense Research Development Organization and various other government organizations. And we build these products and services and we sell it through a government e-marketplace, which is known as GEM. Then we have this, healthcare services available for doctors, sports coach, dietitians, fitness coach. We take, customer PhD scholar are the customers where we offer them research services. And then there are industries and institutions for which we conduct assessments and hiring processes. So these are four types of customer profiles we deal in. Now we are coming to internship program, which is intern tracker, which you guys have to use during your internship. And all your communication would be done through this intern tracker only. Okay. So on this intern tracker, we will be allotting you tasks. You will be doing those tasks, preparing those presentations, and you will be delivering those presentations via Scrum meetings. And in case if you are unable to do in the Scrum meeting, and if you are asked to send a recorded video by the Scrum manager, then you can send it to scrum@hackveda.in, and eventually they will evaluate your presentations and you will get scored for each and every individual task which you guys are going to do during this internship. Okay. Before I get into this intern tracker, I would like to give you a quick brief of, certain projects which we are currently selling for the consumers. And second, just I'll share this again. So here, if you can see my screen, here are certain software solutions which we are currently giving people. One such product is Audience Blend. I'll let you know. It is an audience aggregation platform where we help people and businesses via email marketing services. Then we have Hackveda One-to-One. It is a very earlier platform. Here we have certain, video courses available, which is accessible free of cost. And students can, if they don't know fundamental programming and, fundamental technology, then they can go to Hackveda One-to-One, register. It is free of cost. You can, take certain courses which we recorded earlier to train our teams, and, the workshops which we conducted earlier between the period of 2011 to 2017, 18, 19. It is almost 10 years where we delivered those, educational events. And so all those recordings are available on One-to-One, and which you guys can, make use of to improve your fundamental learning. Then intern tracker is the software which you guys will be using in order to, efficiently do your internship with us. So objective of intern tracker would be you have to request the new task. Automatically the system managed by, the backend team, they will allot the tasks to you. Then you have to go through with the task instructions. You have to create presentations on the tasks. Okay. Whatever tasks are allotted to you. If you are unable to understand the task, there are search references within intern tracker where you can see previous presentations done by, previous interns, so that you can get an idea how they have, prepared their presentations and what score they have got. I'm going to share you one link also where you can find out a list of all these profiles, and you can, eventually check the kind of presentations which have already been done, which can help you so that you can create better presentations. So initially our objective is to test people on their communication skills, their understanding skills, and how often, they can communicate online, and on their behavioral etiquettes, in order to understand how they behave, how they react, are they serious enough, to work. So all these things will be evaluated within your first 2 months of the internship. Eventually, until and unless you perform, be it 2 months, 3 months, 4 months, it is overall on the performance basis. So you will be evaluated. And post that, once your presentations are done, it will be scored by the Scrum managers, either in the Scrum meeting or through your recorded videos, which will be sent in case if you are unable to present on that day. And if the Scrum manager asks you to send a recorded video, only those videos are evaluated. Okay. Now, but the major objective is you have to join the Scrum meeting and do the presentation. So that's what is important. So when you schedule a presentation, you will get the schedule on your email, and post your evaluation, your score will be done, and then you can request the new task. So that's how it will be organized. Then the current major project which we are running is Day Trade Insight. Majorly all the people, those who we issue selection letters, those who pass assessment tests. So eventually they get daytradeinsight.com as the default project to work on. This is a stock market analysis product, which we are currently focused on. It is the main focus of the organization as of now. We are developing it at the back end. A lot of analysis services are being developed. A lot of Python scripts, cloud scripts. All of these things are being developed under this project, and this is one of the major projects which we will be working on for a very, very long time. So majority of the people will be working on tasks aligned with Day Trade Insight. Apart from that, we have a direct registration facility which we have started a couple of months back. I think in December, I think 2022 we started. In those cases, people have this facility, to select a custom project. So they have this facility to select an ongoing project, but that facility is only available for direct registration people, and only those who have done and selected the specific project. Okay. If anybody has done it previously, then they would eventually be working on daytradeinsight.com, and you will get to see this major project name on your intern tracker account. So the tasks will be aligned on the basis of the major project which is allotted. There is also a list of other ongoing projects. Just for your reference, you can read it to understand what the company is currently working on and what type of projects are being handled. But you guys have to do nothing with respect to those ongoing projects. What you have to do is the task which will be allotted on your intern tracker account, and you have to complete those tasks one by one. That's it. Apart from that, we have a product diagnostic expert. Then we have a YouTube downloader, which is again to aggregate the audience. So these are some existing software solutions which we are currently running. Then there are certain ongoing projects which have been recently started, and there are many more projects which are going to be live soon on the platform. So these are the current tenders which we are currently serving, and majority of these are served to government organizations itself. So there is a Goa shipyard website. Annual maintenance is being done for this. Then there is a forensic acquisition of website that's being done. It's related to cybersecurity and forensics. Then there is an online examination platform which is being developed for Armed Forces Medical Services, AFMS. So that's being done. It's a government tender. Then this is, physical health engineering Kashmir project. So one project is being done with physical health engineering department of Kashmir, and a detailed product is being developed for them. So all these are big projects, large projects, years. And one thing you guys need to understand, one individual or one intern will not be able to complete this one single project. Okay. So eventually in the internship, you will get a piece of, the task in order to do that. You won't get, to develop a complete product because it's a very big project. It's a large yearly project, and one individual cannot execute it and create it. So hence, as part of the internship, tasks will be allotted on the basis of this, but somehow eventually students have to report their academic organizations about what project name they are doing, and a little bit synopsis about it. So just for your reference, what you guys can do with respect to your academic organization, I'm saying you can open any of this project depending on whatever suits your requirement and whatever is reflected on your intern tracker account. So suppose if intern tracker account says daytradeinsight.com, so you can eventually go to daytradeinsight.com, explore the complete website, and make a synopsis as far as your requirement is concerned, because this is a previous project, it is a custom project. So we have not built any, synopsis or a request for proposal here, because we already have, what is being done. It is already built. But for the ongoing projects, we have this facility where we have, listed a synopsis kind of option for students to understand that what is being developed and what is being in demand. So if I give you an example, so suppose somebody is working on cybersecurity. So platform for Android OS integrity patching is one such project. So in case if you have to report something to your college, you can get a quick overview of the project on the website under ongoing projects. Okay. So you can understand the basic objective. And then there is an option known as download synopsis. So you can open download synopsis. And here we have a complete, proposal of what needs to be done, and how it will be done, what are the functional requirements, what are the non-functional requirements, how the particular product will be designed. And it eventually depends on every individual project. The document has different documents are created for different kind of requirements. So these are the requests for proposals and the requirement documents which you can read, and on the basis of that you can develop any synopsis for your organization, whatever, for your college, in case if you have to submit something. It is not our responsibility to create a synopsis and give it to you. It is your responsibility to read from the existing information and do deliver it whatever is required at your college end. Okay, we are not here to serve any college requirements, that is for sure. Only we have issued selection letter. Rest, there are projects going on. You have to request tasks on intern tracker and you will get the eventual tasks in sequence. Okay. And the new tasks which are being created, they are created on the basis of these requests for proposal documents. So you can read these documents, understand the project requirements, and make whatever synopsis for your academic organizations. That is your tasks. We will not be able to help you in that case. You have to deal with your college, however it is required from your end. From our end, we have already declared the project informations on the website. So there are existing products which you can go through and create, and there are ongoing projects whose synopsis you guys can read and make your own synopsis with respect to your academic organizations that you guys can do. Okay. So that's how it will be done. So here there are detailed requirements listed about what needs to be done, how it needs to be done, what the solution must contain, if there is any hardware requirement in it. So all these detailed project documents and specifications are available, and on the basis of these specifications you guys can fulfill your academic requirement. And majorly you can get the name of your major project from your account, intern tracker, whatever is by default allotted. Nobody can switch projects. In case if anybody wants to switch to an ongoing project, then again you need to have a direct registration facility. That's it. There is no chance where we can switch people under probationary period. We don't switch. Neither the technology switching is done, nor the project switching is done. Whatever is allotted, and you have to work around it, whatever tasks are being given. Okay. So that's how you guys have to understand. But just for the sake of your academic help, we have listed the request for proposal documents and connected those documents with the project names so that you guys can read and understand what's going on in the company. And if you have to update your college about it, you guys can read information from these ongoing project information, and you can submit it accordingly, however you want to submit it. Okay. Now, so and eventually there will be more projects, and the current ongoing projects you will also get to know about it within your intern tracker account also. Okay. Now I'm moving back to the presentation. So here we will be taking the intern tracker management, how it is organized. Okay. So what you need to do, initially we have sent an intern activation today. Okay. So if you have received this intern activation, that means your account is activated. Otherwise, it will show upcoming. If it is not activated, it will show upcoming on your intern tracker profile. So make sure your account is activated, and we have already circulated the activation link. Okay. So if you have received this email, that means your account is activated now, and you can start requesting tasks. Okay. So the first step which you guys will be doing will be requesting a new task. Okay. Do it only once. don't make requests again and again. Otherwise, you will get multiple tasks and with the same deadline. So in that case, you have to do all the tasks on the same deadline. It will become a problem for you. So don't click request tasks and presentations a lot of times. Do it only once, and it will eventually give you a confirmation. You will receive a confirmation email stating 24 to 48 hours. But as per the availability of the task and the project, the task will be allotted. Sometimes it might be allotted the same day or the very same moment. Otherwise, it might take a week's time also sometimes, in case if we are switching the project also. So, and I'll do one more thing. Let me just log into one account so that it will be easy for you to understand. So I just get to have one account. Let me just check. Okay, no, I'll do one thing. Just give me 1 minute, guys. I'll just get one account. And I'll walk you through with that account, okay? Okay, so what you guys will be doing, you have to go to hackveda.in/intern tracker in order to get started with your internship. I'll log into this account. Let me just check. And let me just, log into the account. So I have logged into a sample account just for your reference. So everybody would have received an ID password, and as soon as you log in to your intern tracker account, you will get certain details of the account. So initially you will get to have this detail about the major project name. So, and the project information, you guys will be able to get it from the hackveda.in website. Okay. Whatever is your project name, you will either find it on the software solutions, like you can find Data Insight here. So you can click on learn more and go through the website and create the synopsis accordingly as per your own choice. You can also use various tools like ChatGPT also in order to create synopsis and so. Apart from that, the ongoing project synopsis and the requirement documents are available, and you can find the project requirements documents from here for ongoing projects, and you can create your custom synopsis according to your choices and submit to your college. Okay. Now, whatever major project is allotted to you, on the basis of that, we create some n number of tasks. Okay. And you will get to know about it as soon as you request new tasks. We are going to allot those tasks relevant to your profile. First thing which you have to do regularly, you have to mark your attendance. Okay. If your account is activated, you will be able to mark your attendance. Otherwise, you won't be able to mark your attendance. Once we have issued the completion letter, or if we have issued the discontinued letter, you won't be use any of these options. So ensure that your internship status is active. And in case if you face any problems in any of these, as in, if you have a different start date here, or if your internship status is not active yet, okay. So what you can do is, in that case, you can write us an email to support@hackveda.in, and I'll write it over here. support@hackveda.in. This is the email ID. You can write us an email in case if you have got selected for one technology, and if you have taken another assessment test, and if your technology has changed somehow. So you can write us an email on support@hackveda.in. We can check your account depending on your registration or the assessment clearance. We will activate the correct technology in case if there is any error. Now, so what you guys have to do regularly. So each day, on all days, whenever you are active, you have to click on mark attendance. Okay. So when you mark your attendance, it will be added to the database. This activity has to be done daily. Okay. The number of time, only one attendance is marked per day eventually. And the number of days till you are marking this attendance will be accounted. And minimum a candidate has to have 24 days of active attendance to get the completion letter. So minimum, this is the attendance requirement to get a completion letter. So a minimum internship is 4 weeks, which means you have to be active around 20 to 24 days, and you should have done at least 2 presentations. Okay. So this is the minimum criteria to get the completion letter. Post that, you can continue working up to 2 months, 3 months, 6 months, 8 months, 10 months, whatever your availability is. And at the end, you can request the completion letter, and we will be eventually issuing you the completion letter with respect to your start date and the date of issue. Okay. So once your 6 month duration is complete or 3 month duration is complete, you can request completion letter. We will check your account and we will issue the selection letter. Okay. So when you need the completion letter, only request on this completion letter, because it is issued automatically and it will have the date of issue mentioned, as your completion date. And we cannot do any of these changes in any of these documents because everything is an automated system, and there is zero manual intervention. Just that an operational team handles, the issuing of the letters and all that. But everything is based on certain computations and metrics. So make sure you are going through with the process. If you are properly going through with the process, you won't find any difficulties. If you are trying to manipulate the processes or anything like that, if you are sending any requests which are not authorized, you might not get any replies, neither neither the requests will be accepted. So ensure that you mark your attendance regularly. Initially, you can request the new task. Once you have requested the new task, we are going to allot you one task. Okay. You will get a task allotted in this format. If you can quickly see over here, that a task has been allotted to the candidate. Then you have the task, name of the task. So hydrological predictions is the name of the task. Then there is a due date and the status of the task. Details of the task you will be able to see in the task section, which I will show you in a moment. Okay. So once you get the task, you go through, the details of the task, and I'll show you how you can quickly check back. So on your profile, you can go to the task section, and on the task section, you will eventually get to see, the task progress and what was the task allotted. So what do? We give you, the task name would be available, on what date it is assigned, what is the due date to complete the task, what is the status of the task. Then there might be a reference from where you can get the information about the task. Then there will be a task description, apart from that, there will be task instructions about what needs to be done. Sometimes sample codes are also provided depending on the technology. Whatever internship technology or domain is, the relevant tasks are allotted. Apart from that, what needs to be done at the end. So the final instructions are also allotted. For every task, you have to do a presentation, whether it is mentioned on the task or not. Okay. The overall functionality works in a way where you request a task, you create a presentation on the task, and you finally give a presentation in the Scrum meeting, and your presentation is evaluated. So this is the complete cycle of the internship task. Okay. So whether it is mentioned or not, you have to do a presentation on every task, whatever is allotted. Okay. So make sure you guys are clear on this. Now, apart from that, there will be different tasks which will be allotted to you with respect to different, as soon as you request the new task. Also, be sure that when you are done with your task, only then you request for the new task. Okay. Otherwise, the system will, if the system identifies that you are only requesting tasks, and if you are not doing the tasks, it will terminate your internship automatically. Okay. And then there is no, stepping back. We won't be able to restart your internship if the automated, warnings are issued. So, or the automated termination is issued. So make sure, because there are more than 3,000, active profiles on intern tracker, and we don't consider one to requests in a way who are not following the policies. So please be very sure that you follow the policies appropriately. Okay. Now, so I'm going back to the main profile. So once your task is done, once you have completed the task, then you can click on schedule a presentation. Okay. When you schedule a presentation, you will get the presentation schedule on your email, and you go to the Scrum meeting, which will be this same meeting link. This same meeting link is repeated for all the Scrums. Okay. For all the Scrum meetings. Scrum meetings are only conducted between Tuesday to Friday. Okay. So the presentation meetings are conducted only between Tuesday to Friday, 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. on the same meeting link. Okay. So if you can see that the Scrum meetings are organized between Tuesday to Friday only. They are not organized on Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. Okay. The meeting time is fixed 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. and the meeting link remains same until and unless we reissue a new meeting link. And if a new meeting link is created, then it will be circulated via email to all the active accounts. Okay. Other than that, the meeting links don't change so as to avoid the confusion. So what you can do, when your task is ready, you record a presentation and you join this meeting, the Scrum meeting as per your schedule, deliver your presentation. Uh, if you have done your presentation delivery, it will be eventually evaluated by the Scrum manager. They will issue the feedback and they will, upload your recording on our channel. And these recordings are uploaded in an unlisted format, and the link of your presentation will be done with your account. Okay. So that we can eventually see your journey of presentations and, the tasks which you have done within your internship. In case if you are unable to deliver the presentation between 7 p.m. to 9 p.m., and if the Scrum manager instructs you to send a presentation, then you have to send the recording of your presentation at scrum@hackveda.in, and they can evaluate and they can give you the feedback. So suppose your Scrum presentation is scheduled for 2nd of February, okay? And eventually say 20 presentations are scheduled. Out of that, 10 presentations are done on 2nd Feb. 10 presentations remains pending. So these pending presentations has to record their presentation and send it on scrum@hackveda.in. And the Scrum manager will check the schedule, and on the basis of their schedule, they will give you the feedback. In case if your schedule was not there, and if the Scrum manager has not instructed you to send a video, they might not evaluate your video. Okay. And so please follow the internship policies appropriately. The policies are strict, and violation of any of these internship policies is directly considered as behavioral issue. Okay. So I believe you guys don't want to be, misinterpreted as misbehaving. So make sure you guys follow the internship policies appropriately, because eventually, if any of these internship policies are not followed appropriately, and if unnecessary requests and posts and mails are being generated by interns, which overburden our schedule or our team's schedule, so we consider it as a misbehavior issue. Okay. And eventually there are consequences for being identified as misbehaves. So make sure that you guys have joined us as a team in order to reduce the workload and not to increase the workload. Okay. Second objective of the internship is you guys are here to gain the experience about how projects are done. Certain tasks are allotted to you. It is your responsibility to take those tasks, find the references, check the references on intern tracker itself. Other than that, there might be chances where you have to search for, solutions to the challenges you are facing on internet. Make sure you overcome those challenges and bring a proper solution to the organization. The current problems which we are sharing with you are already solved They are already, the solutions are available on the platform, as in the presentations are available on the platform. So these are your challenges, and you guys have to focus on tasks and eventually deliver a beautiful presentation, a, a very nice explanatory presentation, so that you can be identified as a potential team member. So that's what is the objective of the internship. Many people also get confused, because eventually they come from college background and different tiers of college levels. So sometimes they get confused with a course and the internship. Okay. So my major request with all the interns is, the role of an intern is to join an organization, see what projects are going on, uh, check what tasks are allotted to him, find solutions to the tasks and challenges, create beautiful presentations, and showcase how he solved those presentations well, and then deliver it. Okay. Deliver something valuable to the organization related to the tasks which are allotted. So that should be the internship objective and the goal. Okay. To help you with your academic goals, as we understand that you have to send reports to your colleges also. For that, you can take references from intern tracker, the overall project names and synopsis that you have to create through the information available on hackveda.in. The landing page itself has the information available. Also, within your intern tracker account also, what we have done, we have eventually allotted your major project, so you can find the information of your major project. Apart from that, at the bottom we have a list of ongoing projects at Hackveda. It is also listed. Okay. You don't need to eventually do anything with these projects. This is just for your information, that what all is going on at the moment. Okay. So that you know that, okay, these are the things my company is building and they are working on as of now, but you are working on the tasks which are allotted to you. Okay. And individual internally has to work on the tasks which are allotted. Okay. You have nothing much to do with respect to ongoing projects. What you need to do with respect to this project is, the tasks which are allotted to you will belong to these projects. Okay. So that's how it is being done. Apart from that, since majorly all these projects and services are delivered for some clients. Okay. These clients are sometimes government organizations, sometimes they are defense organizations. So majorly each and every project is very, very confidential. Okay. So their source codes are confidential, their files and information is confidential. So eventually we cannot expose every information to each and everyone in order to fulfill any college's requirement. That cannot be done. So you guys have to be very sure that whenever you are working on a project, and if you have any college requirements, okay, make sure you have to fulfill it, and that is your additional responsibility towards your college. Okay. We will be allotting you tasks on intern tracker. You guys will be doing it, presenting it well. We will be trying to identify your potential, and on the basis of that, you have a hiring facility or a feature. Okay. So eventually we can either hire you for a ongoing project so that you can work as a full-time member for us, or else your profile will be circulated among the hiring partners also, so that if they found you good with respect to the technology, which means our clients itself. So majority of the times the profiles are also shared with the clients, so that our what do we say, the interns get hired at a respective client as well, in order to increase the number of placements, or in order to increase the number of hiring opportunities with intern tracker. So that's how it is organized. So our overall objective is to share the actual demand of the industry, what needs to be built, what is the requirement, how, what challenges can come across in order to fulfill that requirement. But eventually you guys have to do it. the implementation of these tasks have to be done by you so that you gain valuable experience. Okay. So you can, eventually go to any of these project sites and you can quickly explore a quick overview of the project, an approach towards the project. And eventually you can open, the document for proposal, which is the RFP document, which you can open it for any of these projects, and you can get a deep understanding of what is the current requirement. Okay. Eventually tasks will be given to you on the basis of these, requirements. And as soon as you prove yourself well, you will be able to then work on, once you are hired for full time, then you can eventually work for the confidential project, or serving the client as a team member. Now, because eventually there is one more thing which I would be which I need to tell you. Majorly the clients, they always want professional work. Whenever they hire an organization like us, they always want a professional work must be delivered, and somewhere the interns lack this experience of delivering products and services professionally, because eventually they don't have that mindset. I'm not talking about everybody, but majorly students have, kiddish mindset, and they have very, very basic mindset, and there are a lot of challenges in delivering a work professionally. So my request with all the interns is to understand the tasks, deliver the tasks professionally, try to prove yourself as a great contributor, as a great problem solver, as a great presenter of the tasks and presentations which are given to you. And on the basis of these evaluations, you will get, maximum opportunities with Hackveda and our hiring partners. So that's how you guys have to organize. Apart from that, coming back to the presentations. So whatever presentations you will be doing, each and every presentation will be linked to your profile, so you will have a complete history of what you have done so far during your internship. Okay. And you will have a performance score. So if you can see here that this intern is active from 111 days, she has done 13 presentations. Her overall score is above 70%, which means her presentation score is above 70%, demonstration scores are above 70%, communication score are above 70%, and additional score as in the background facility, the internet, and other services, they are also good. To be successful in Hackveda's internship, an intern must have consistent 70% plus record in all the aspects. Okay. So if your presentation scores are below 70%, demonstration scores are below 70, communication scores are below 70, in that case, you won't get the probation. Okay. You won't be able to pass the probation. Only that we will be able to issue you completion letter once you request. But in order to have you guys as a paid intern, or a person who has passed the probation, a consistent 70% score is required. Okay. To pass the probation, as well as every month during the paid internship, also you have to consistently perform above 70%. So that's what is the objective. Make sure you guys have this mindset. Okay. So once you have a 70% consistent score for the first 2 months, you will get this request probation letter option activated automatically here. So whenever you are, with respect to platform, metrics, whenever you get eligible, you will get eligible for a paid internship. You will get this message automatically here, and the button will get activated. And in that case, you can request probation letter, and we can give you a paid probation letter. And on the basis of your performance, then we will be eventually issuing you stipends, and whatever your performance score suggests, on the basis of that, stipends are released. So performance is very, very important. here, you have to be very sure that you are performing well enough. Consistency is required. Your consistent performance is required. Okay. So eventually, I would suggest you guys to go through with, the kind of projects which we are currently working on. Eventually, you don't need to do any of these projects individually. We are doing it professionally. We have to deliver it. But on the basis of whatever we will be delivering to our clients, we create tasks on the basis of it, and we share the tasks to our interns so that they also gain an experience about how things are being done and what is the demand. Okay. I believe you guys would have understood this appropriately till now. Then there is a password reset facility available on your profile. So you can reset your password and save your password accordingly if you want to change. Otherwise, a default password is issued to you. Okay. Now, you will be able to find out your presentations and your presentation scores on this presentation link at the top. Okay. So this presentations will give you a list of the presentation records which you have submitted in the Scrum meetings and the feedback which you have collected for it. Okay. So this is like a historical, presentation of historical record of what all you have done so far and what all presentations you have delivered. So for every task, whether it is mentioned or not, the overall objective is to create a presentation for that particular task. So you have to do the task and then you have to create a beautiful presentation and showcase that how you have accomplished that, solution to the problem which was given. So that's how it needs to be done. And what more efforts you have put in. Okay. So every individual student will have this, presentation record related to the tasks which they have done. Okay. So you can find it, or whenever you want to see what is your current progress, you can quickly find it over here. Then we have this search references section also. Okay. Within the search references, what we do, the type of task which you are doing, you can do, search the relevant presentations to those tasks. Okay. So the eventual benefit would be you will get to see what type of tasks are recently being recorded and delivered. Okay. So these are the recordings of the Scrum meetings. The video templates might look similar, but eventually they are of different students. Okay. Different candidates, different interns on different topics. Okay. So if you can see, the last recording which is available is of 25th January. Okay. And various tasks submitted by different interns are, visible over here. Suppose I'll give you one example. So suppose I am allotted one task. Okay. Suppose I am allotted a task with respect to stock trading. I don't remember the exact project or task name. So you can put in your task titles here in order to search the relevant, tasks which are allotted, which have already been done by your senior, interns, and you can find those presentations. So if you can see that if I have typed in trading, I have got multiple, videos related to my stock trading application, which was being developed, market analysis, exploring stock market data. So you can open these presentations and you can start working on it in order to gain the correct references and so. Okay. Also, there is one link where we have a list of this information available. And if you want, I can quickly check completed presentations. So here there is one list of completed presentations, which I will share with you guys on chat so that you can, get a list of all the presentations which are done. So here, sometimes in case if you need a reference with the person, if you want help, so the email of the respective intern is also mentioned over here. So you can find your task, you can find the relevant video for the task, and eventually you can get, the contact reference of the particular intern also, in case if you need any help and support from them. So because you need to treat it like a community where if you are stuck somewhere and a fellow intern who has already done, so you can approach them it depends totally on them whether they want to respond you or not. That is how you approach to them. It depends on that. But eventually, the interns try to help each other, in order to overcome the challenges which they have already sorted. So this increases, a communication skill between the interns groups and how you help your peers at work. So that's what is important. So here there is a list which you guys can take a quick reference and work on it. So here overall we have around 1377 tasks which are already delivered by different people, different presentations. Okay. So you can take help from here. So as I've already told you now, you have these facilities available where you have a profile where you can mark your attendance regularly. Initially, you can request a task. Once you have requested a task, we will allot you the task. Okay. Once your task is complete, you have created the presentation. You can click on schedule a presentation. You will get the schedule. Go to the Scrum meeting, deliver your presentation. Once your presentation is done, you will get the score. You can repeat this cycle till the time you are available as an intern. As soon as you are done with your internship, you can request completion letter and we can issue you the completion letter. But internship completion letter will only be issued to those interns, those who have completed minimum 24 days of attendance and minimum 2 presentations must have been done. If there is a candidate who has neither, marked attendance nor delivered a single presentation, whatever the case is, she might not get the completion letter from the platform, and that is for sure. Okay. So make sure, even if you want to stay, for some longer time, try to complete each and every task, whatever is allotted, deliver beautiful presentations and get your, completion letters done, probation letters and completion letters. There is one more thing. Whenever you get a task here, okay, there will be a due date for your task. This due date is of not much importance. This is just a reference that it would be better if you can complete the task by this date. If you are unable to complete your task by the due date, there is no problem. You need not mail anyone. There is no problem. You try to complete it as soon as you're done. Whenever you are done, maybe it might took you another 5 days, another 6 days, another 2 days. Whatever the time is required, you take your time. There is no need to, seek any additional permission for that. Complete your task. As soon as you're done with your task, make your presentation. Whenever you are done with your presentation, irrespective of the due date, you schedule the presentation. Okay. Now, when you schedule the presentation, then you get a presentation date. This presentation date is very important. Okay. You cannot skip the presentation date. Okay. So, whenever you have a presentation scheduled, there will be a presentation date, and that date is important. So eventually you have to present it on that date. Okay. If you are unable to present it on that date due to any of the availability issues or due to more number of interns in the presentation, then you record the presentation and send it to scrum@hackveda.in so that the Scrum manager will evaluate. Okay. So that's how it will be organized. I believe this is clear. And eventually the reflection of your scores will always be available. You can share this information with your college and the type of tasks and everything which you will be doing during your internship. You can communicate to your college. Also, if you need signatures, stamps, anything on your documents, we can give you the signature and stamp. You have to mark it and send it to your college. We won't be able to handle thousands of requests of just marking, stamping and signing. So we don't prefer that. We have already issued the selection letter. If your college needs anything, ask your college to communicate to us on director@hackveda.in if your college needs anything. Okay. So eventually they can make a Google form. They can mark the list of, people there. We can eventually tick and give our consent to them over their Google forms or anything like that. But only organizational process we will help the organization itself, not an individual intern. Okay, because we have more than 3,000 interns as of now, and eventually if every intern just wants one simple signature on a sign, we have to do 3,000 signatures, and eventually it will take around 2 months for us only to sign that document. So we don't have a process as of now. We what we can do, if there would be a common format, we would have automated it. But eventually, since we don't have there is no automated format of every college and organization. They have different, forms and different document formats. So we don't support every individual intern on that basis. We can eventually give you our, signature and stamp, and you mark it. One thing. Second, either let your college approach us with a list or with a simple format, so that within one format we can give information of every intern. It should be in that way. So communicate to your college accordingly. Okay. Because previously we had certain challenges with some of the interns in this regard. Hence, I am communicating this information to you, that it becomes very difficult because we can only handle support operational queries of hackveda.in. Okay. Any other requirements from the college, this document signature, it is another, burdened process, which we are not ready to handle as of now, because we already have a lot of, projects going on, and a lot of things going on. So make sure you channelize it accordingly with your college. Okay. Your objective must be to complete the internship tasks, gain relevant experience, and we will, at the end of the internship, we will issue you completion letters. One thing we can do, whenever you have any mentor meetings or anything like that, okay, if you request on support@hackveda.in, they might give you access to the Scrum manager, or the HR can allot one mentor in order to attend your meetings. That can be done. We are there for that, because certain college need that, that an intern is doing an internship. So we are ready for that. We can help you with that context. We can fill the Google form for the performance evaluation provided by the college, along with the names of the candidates which they have shared with us, that we can fill, and that we can help. Okay. But every individual daily signature, logbooks, and all those things, you have to take the information from your intern tracker profiles, fill it, and eventually we will issue you one sign stamp, which you can use, and which you can submit to your colleges. Okay. So if it would be a possibility, I might, activate my signature stamp on this intern tracker document, intern tracker profile itself. You can upload your document, and for that document, we can issue the relevant signature, and you can mark it eventually, and you can send it to your college. That we can do as of now. Now, so I believe I have already discussed the major important points of for your project, for the type of tasks which you will be doing, the references, and the already existing presentations on the platform, which can help you complete your presentations and tasks, so that you get a completion letter from our side at minimum. Then we eventually want people to perform consistently above 70%, deliver good presentations, so that we can give you probationary internships. Post probation, we can offer you some good stipends also. So on the basis of your performance. Okay. So if you have above 70% consistent performance throughout, you will have the best experience doing an internship with us. And majorly, you will gain a lot of knowledge also about how things are being done and how the industrial processes are working. Okay. So I believe we are clear with that. And just for the sake of completion of this, presentation, I'll just guide you once more. So once you will get the task allotment, you will get a task allotment email. Okay. When you will schedule your presentation, you will get a presentation schedule email. 99.9% communication which we do is through email. Okay. Also, my number is circulated on your selection letters, 989 9654 825370. but I don't prefer anybody calling me directly. Okay. My number is only for organizational purposes. Okay. They might be available on your selection letter, but that too only for organizations communication. Your training and placement officer can call me and I can have a conversation with them. Okay. There is no direct telephonic contact for interns because we have a very huge number. If there would be 10, 20, 30 interns, we would have, accepted, tele conversations. But since we have a very large number, the official communication is through director at hackveda.in. You will get all the tasks and email confirmations through the automated mailer, which is which is connected through our director at hackveda.in. Whenever you have to communicate related to any problems, you can write us at support@hackveda.in. That is the only email ID which you have to follow. Okay, support@hackveda.in. Then eventually there are certain things which I will eventually explain you before proceeding in the presentation. Let me just give you one more example. So on your intern tracker accounts also, if you find here at the very bottom, you have this support. Okay. So there are certain information. Whenever you have a technical issue, please send the detailed technical issue along with screenshots or the short video of the issue on support@hackveda.in. This is one thing which you guys can do. Okay. General progress and attendance. You have to mark your attendance regularly through intern tracker. And here is the mark attendance button. Whenever you need a new task, okay, for the very first time also, you have to request a new task. So you can request a new task from here and we will allot the task to you. This is the next step which you guys need to do, those who have active intern tracker profiles. Whenever your task is complete, you have prepared the presentation, make sure you schedule a presentation. Okay. And we will send you the schedule. You join that meeting, Scrum meeting 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. and you do your presentation. Okay. If you are unable to do your presentation on that day, and if the Scrum manager asks you, then you can send it to send your recorded presentation on scrum@hackveda.in for evaluation. Okay, scrum@hackveda.in for evaluation. So again, just for your convenience, I'll just write two mails. For operational queries, we have support@hackveda.in. For recorded presentations or anything related to Scrum questions, feedback issues, whatever it is, then you write it at scrum@hackveda.in. If you want any help from the Scrum manager, anything like that, you do it at scrum@hackveda.in. These are the two email IDs. Okay. Make sure you connect using these two email IDs only. Okay. You might get reply from other email IDs also, because in order to, quickly respond to something, if we are on some other device, we do respond with that. But eventually you always have to raise your support queries on support@hackveda.in and Scrum related queries at scrum@hackveda.in. These two are the mail IDs, the single point of contact which you guys have to follow, everybody, whatever the case is. Okay. Now, then again, Scrum meeting link. This is not the link. Eventually you have the updated link available with you, and I will get this updated. So the Scrum meeting link, which is the current meeting link which you have, the meetings are organized on this meeting link only. Okay, the current meeting link on which you are currently connected. This is the same meeting link. The meeting link which is given to you on your selection letter, that meeting link will be used for your presentations. Okay. Internships meeting happens from 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. Tuesday to Friday. That's it. Okay. If there is any holiday or anything like that, it is well understood. If there is a big holiday, it is obviously a holiday. Other than that, we may circulate, information related to the holidays via email. If you have not received any email for holiday or anything like that, then it means the meeting will be done between Tuesday to Friday, 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. That's it. Whenever you are done with your, presentations, and whenever you need internship completion letter, irrespective of 2 months, 3 months, 6 months, 8 months, whatever is your availability duration, you can request the completion letter from your intern tracker account. Do not request it right away. Otherwise, you will be eventually, if you have, passed the presentation and if you have good score, you will be given a completion letter as soon as you request. So make sure you request it whenever you want it and whenever your duration is complete. Okay. For leave, there is no issues. You can, whenever you want to have a leave, the timings are flexible for your tasks. Okay. The task due dates are also flexible. You can complete the tasks as per your convenient time. If you have any exams or anything like that, feel free to take a holiday. There is no compulsion. But if you have a presentation schedule, then it means you have to be there at the presentation. Okay. The presentation date is mandatory. And if you are facing problems, if you're skipping the presentation, make sure you mail at scrum@hackveda.in, informing that why you are not able to present. And they will eventually let you know whether to send a recorded presentation or present it on any other next date possible. Okay. So that's how. Other than that, things are flexible here because you already have a lot of academic requirements. So we don't want to pressurize you with additional, corporate work. So make sure you understand these policies, processes easily and follow these instructions. Also, in certain tasks, you might be asked, to submit your daily presentations or daily progress on Trello. So daily presentations on Trello is no longer required. Okay. There is no Trello card required now. There is no daily progress submission required. It is not required. You just have to mark your attendance regularly. That's it. And request the task, complete your tasks, submit your tasks. As in, submission is not required. Submission means you have to deliver the presentation. And once you are done with the presentation, whenever you have to submit anything, suppose if the task says submit this information to Trello, so you do it on support@hackveda.in. Irrespective of Trello, whenever you have to do any submissions, you can do it on support@hackveda.in. You can do the submissions there. Okay. Now I believe we are good to go. We understood all these policies as required. Now I'll take you further. So if we can quickly clear the screen once. So when you schedule your presentation, you will eventually get the presentation schedule. Followed by that, just give me a minute. Okay, followed by that, whenever you are done with your presentations, you will get the presentation scores. Presentation scores will be given out of 110 every presentation. So these are some of the important metrics which we evaluate. The hook score, which means what was the title of your presentation, or how you attracted the attention of the viewer on your first slide. So that's hook. Then how you narrated the problem. Have you created any story around the problem? So that is accounted. Then how well your presentation is created. So that is identified. Then how well you communicated during your presentation, that will be scored. Have you had any question answers at the end of the presentations, or how engaging your presentation was? How well Scrum Manager and other students, communicated with you? That will be scored in question answer. Okay. Also, I would not recommend people to start asking questions initially during the presentations, because people are not familiar with each other in these online meetings initially. So better you do present, explain your thing, and then have a interaction with your fellow team members and interns. And that would be a better way of communicating to other interns in the presentations. Okay. Then how well did you ended the presentation? Okay. So that will also be scored. If you have any demonstrations in your presentation, how well you used images, videos in order to explain the presentation well. So that's what is accounted in the demonstration score. Then camera must be 100% on while you are delivering the presentation. Okay. Because it is eventually identified by different team members whenever they want to hire anybody within the project, or if any of my hiring partners or clients want to hire any of my intern, then they need to have that person in the video who's presenting. So that's why camera, mic, good background, and a good internet connection. All these are four very important factors, and these are also accounted in all of your presentations. Okay. So these are some basic parameters on which your presentations will be scored. Apart from that, this will be scored in your probation period. When you pass your probation period, then many other parameters will also be included, like uh, how well did you deliver it on time, what was the quality of the work which you delivered, how much time did you invested in solving the problem, and how well you created the solution. So all there are various other parameters which will also account when you become a paid intern with us. Okay, and on the basis of performance, the stipends are released to the interns. So that's how this internship module and the internship program works. So what do we have in future planned? So initially, there are various new projects. Ongoing projects is the thing which is currently going on in the organization. Uh, One vertical is building wealth products, products like day trade inside and helping people financially. These are the projects in our mind. Whenever we will be delivering something direct to customers, it will be eventually on wealth base in 2024. Other than that, the government tenders and the government clients which we serve, those projects are listed in ongoing projects. So you can have a reference of those projects, and we are currently focused on those. And all the interns, eventually those who are working with us, we want initially they complete their probation and then they work on ongoing projects with us. Okay, so that's what is the major objective. So you have to develop your skills in such a way that you should be able to contribute to these government projects, because these are large projects. Okay, they are high budget projects, they are large projects, but proficiency is required in order to work on those projects. So you have to prove how well you guys can work with us on those ongoing projects, and through this evaluation mechanisms which I have already explained you. Okay. Moving on to, there must be an intern's introduction, which I would be wanting from, the Scrum manager to take up. In the meantime, I would be happy to take up any basic queries before, we get into these presentations. And just wanted to have a confirmation from the Scrum manager who's available, Pratibhimba and Soumya. Who's available? Please turn.
Yes, sir.
Soumya, you are there, right? Okay. So Soumya, let me take up a
Yes,
couple
sir.
of questions from these people, and eventually you can take, what do we say, the intern's introduction as required. Okay. So guys,
Okay.
I
Sure, sir.
am allowing you. Okay, we'll do one thing. Raise your hands, anybody, those who have any questions, you can raise your hands, and eventually I'll give you access to unmute, and then you can turn your cam on, ask your question, and I can answer it. So questions related to your internships, any confusions as of now, anything, whatever related to internship you want to ask me, you can ask me. I might not be available in further meetings because my Scrum managers, they conduct these meetings, and due to my schedule, I eventually, it becomes a possibility only to interact with people once a month or twice a month. So if you have any questions related to internships, related to the direct thought process from the top management, so I'm available today and I can answer your questions related to internships and any relevant questions which you want to ask. So please raise your hands and I can give access uh, to you and you can ask your question. Anybody, any question? Okay, I believe people have this accessibility to raise their hands. I think, okay, so I don't believe there are many questions. Otherwise, people would have raised their hand. I think mostly the queries are sorted. What say, Soumya? Uh, So in that, okay, I have got one person, Patil. Okay, yeah, you can unmute. I have just asked you to unmute. You can unmute and turn your cam on and ask your question. Okay, I think he was testing. Anyways, so guys, I believe the questions are already answered. Maybe I believe you guys have understood the overall objective. So let's have a group photograph before we start this, interaction with people. Everybody, please turn your cam on. Let's have a group photograph and just give us a raise hand if all your queries are clear. If you don't have any queries as of now, just raise your hands and turn your cams on. Let's have a group photograph and then we can proceed with intern introductions. Okay, so turn your cams on. Let me see who are the latest talent which we are having. Okay, so eventually guys, see, every time I say I'll try to make out more time to interact with interns, but somehow it becomes very difficult post the welcome meetings. But I believe I'll try to, have more and more interactions possible. Also, there is one more thing. So glad to see a lot of great faces. Okay, guys, so I'm going to take a picture on the count of three. Everybody, just turn your cams on. I'm having this count of three. Count 1, 2, 3, say cheese. Okay, so I've got from first phase. Okay, I got from second. Great. So a very warm welcome again, everybody, for joining this internship. And I am quite, hopeful that you guys will be able to deliver great presentations during this, internship and eventually gain some good stuff about how things are being done. Major objective is to help you gain the relevant experience and, work on some good stuff. So I believe people have done nobody has any queries as of now. I believe you guys are sorted. So Soumya, you can take up the intern's introduction and eventually, what do we do? Once this introduction is done, you can upload this and I will look into this video because I do have another, meeting related to analysis of today's market report. So we have to calculate that report and I will be eventually publishing it in a while. So people, again, for your project, you have a major project name over your, intern tracker account. This video, which we have recorded, I will eventually circulate this video to your email IDs. And if you have any confusions, you can watch this video again in order to understand the process. Okay. Whenever you have any problems, reach out to us on support@hackveda.in and we will be trying to help you out on support@hackveda.in. And related to presentations and Scrum schedules, you can write an email to scrum@hackveda.in and they will, Soumya and Pratibamba, they are conducting Scrum meetings from 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. Tuesday to Friday. Initially, I would suggest you guys to join these Scrum meetings so that you will get to have an idea about how people are presenting. Okay. Whatever their tasks are, you will gain a lot of experience about what they are working on and how they are presenting. And you can start building your presentations accordingly. Okay. So, Soumya, over to you and you can take it further.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Good evening, everyone. I hope you're all doing well.